Well, hello, man cavers. What are we doing today? The eagle-eyed among you will notice I've got the gearbox off this. Thought we'd better do it properly and take that gearbox back to Man Cave HQ and just give it a bench overhaul. See if we can get that clutch free. Anyhow, we are going to get this thing jacked up, get some axle stands under the back wheels, get the back wheels off, get the front wheel out, and then that thing is really ready to prime. But we need to get the rear buck off as well, the black piece that I was just sitting on. So let's get the jack ready. Get jacking. I'm hoping I can get underneath the diff on this, if the jack will go low enough. I hate wheeling trolley jacks on grass. I never wheel right. Oh, I ain't quite going to go under there. I wonder if the jack got enough lift where we can do it off the chassis. Let's have a look. I always think so because this jack goes quite high. There we go. We're going up, guys. Well, she's on the teetering point. Gotta remember, she's only a three-wheeler, so she ain't got a lot on the front. Alright, let me get a stand under here. Somehow, we'll get one under. There we go. Get one under this other side. And then we'll lower him down and see if that's enough for them wheels. Let's get him down again. We're not quite right here. We've got to come forward a little. And on this one. Gosh, damn spiders' webs everywhere on this thing. Right, there we go. There we go. Pretty damn good. Right. That's got the back wheels off the ground. Let's be getting these back wheels off. I only put these on temporary. That's one off. And that's the other one off. Alright, let me move this crap off here. Our new foot plate. Wow, that's actually fell into its place. This engine cover. That's a heavy little stop. Everything on this machine's heavy. Right, then we need to get this back off. There you go, she's full tippable. But I think we've got to get off this bar here through the middle, what holds that on. So let's have a look and see if that'll come out. Let me get a leg in here and hopefully, oh, hang on, that's coming. Oh there, that's off one side. Have I got the muscles to pull that right out? I have indeed, look. There is our tipping axle. Excellent. Let's hope it comes off all right. Well, there we go, look. I got it off on the Todd. Marvellous. This is most excellent. Get he in there, he'll be fine, right? Well, she's looking a different tool now, guys, with no body on the back. You can actually see exactly what's going on. There's our Reliant axle, prop shaft. You can see where our gearbox came out. I didn't film getting the gearbox out because I thought that's only 2 bolts and they're going to be pains in the arses. I'll be honest, the bolts for the gearbox just come undone. As soon as I cracked them, the nuts actually spun off the end. The steel bolts pulled straight out of the alloy body. I could not believe it. I thought, oh, they're going to be corroded in there and seized. No, no. Them steel bolts come straight through that alloy body. Couldn't believe it. Pulled out my hands. Gearbox basically fell out. So we might as well do that gearbox properly. We are now down to this. I think we need to jack up the front and try and get this front wheel out. Now them bolts look like they're half undone. So I'm hoping these are going to come out easy. Let's get it jacked up at the front and have a look. She's going up. Is it going to pull it off them back axle stands? Because I'm starting to pull the truck forward. No, them axle stands are still well and truly on the ground. Excellent. Let's see if we can get this front wheel out then. I don't know, that might. Oh, well, our shaft is turning. Oh, that will do, because that's loose. Let me get another spanner to hold the other side. There we go. Alright, that's got one on that side. Oh, Jesus. Oh, someone's cracked that up. Even though that's loose, I think she's tight on the threads. There we go, she's coming. I think we need to get this big old bolt wire brushed up and possibly in some evapor rust. Shameless plug for that stuff. Let's get that bolt out. Let me just weight off this wheel and hopefully that was just alright. The bolt is out. She's a big one, boy. Hopefully that front wheel will knock out of there. She's out. Then we jack out a bit more. Oh no, it's because the jack's come out. Alright. We're going to have to jack this from one side, I think. And hope. Oh, come on, the jack is snagged up on that old bed plate. There we go. I love working on grass in a field, you know. It's fantastic. This is looking very precarious. Well, we need to get our front wheel out of the way. Ow, you bugger. Here he comes. There's our front wheel. Let's check that that new front wheel, what came with the truck. The guy did supply us with a new powder coated wheel, because he had the front and back wheels all powder coated. So he spent some money on it. But I want to make sure that is the right wheel and that do fit. Right, it appears to be several inches too bloody wide, because it's got like a spacer in here. Unless that spacer go right in, that spacer need to be all the way in. Will that go in? Yep, that goes in. And the wheel goes in, look. Ah, look at that. She's holding in. So our wheel fits. Oh, that's on a bearing in there. So we've got a front wheel that fits. I can get another tyre on that. And there we go. We have our Bonser somehow jacked up. Now somehow I need to support the front of that at sort of that height, so when I paint it, I can actually get under the chassis. How are we going to hold it up there? Let me find something we can put under there. I think I have an idea. Alright, hopefully this thing will slide under. Let me get this foot plate out. There's our old chain. That can go on the scrap heap. There we go. Let's get this foot plate out and we can see where we can get this thing. I'm hoping that's got to come under this thing. Oh, I think it will. Now then, that's only a plastic drum. Will it hold the weight, or are you guys going to laugh because that's just going to crush it? Well, that's going down on it. Nope. That's got it, guys. There we go. Oh yeah, that's fine. That's got that treat. Excellent stuff. Ah! That is marvellous. What's this bolt? That's our front wheel bolt. Well guys, we are back here. I was not expecting to do this in this actual video, but I kind of ran out of things to be doing with what I had, so we've come home and we have now got this Albion gearbox off the machine. And yeah, we're going to take this clutch to pieces, because if you look, you can see it better now. There we go. These springs are compressed. Now, I don't know, but I have a sneaky feeling they should now be relaxed, because I think there should be pressure on this, pushing them clutch plates onto this plate at the back. So I think there should be a nip on there. Our clutch lever is not pushed in. It won't move. I mean, this bit just comes out, if you remember. Where are you? Get in there. Right. But if I now work out, but I can hear, you can't hear it very well, but I can hear that going in there, but I can also hear a clicking up this end. So I think whatever is in that gearbox is moving through. So I think our problem is in here. I didn't want to take this to bits, but I have drenched this in lubricant to try and free it off. So I think once this off, I'll take these clutch plates out and we'll give them a clean with brake cleaner to decontaminate them. And then hopefully we'll see what's going on. All right, let me get you in a tripod and see if we can actually get these springs out. So I don't know what's going on in here. I really don't know. But I want to get it on video, so if I mess up, I can still get it back together. Gloves. As Frankie Boyle would say, gloves, you prick. Right, gotta have your gloves. I've got delicate little hands, guys. Right, let's have a look and see if we can get these clutch plates off this side and see exactly what's in there. Are they look about 12 mil. Oh, that's doing up. Will these undo? Well, look at that. They do undo. You're not going to tell me, oh, that's your clutch adjustment. You shouldn't have adjusted them. Oh, I don't know. I never had an Albion gearbox to bits. Oh. Tell you, that third one, I'm going to make sure that don't screw in. Make sure that's not a clutch adjustment. No, that third one is all the way in. Unless that's seized up. No, that third one was all the way in. So I do think these go all the way in. I don't know what to expect when I get these off. I would not have a clue what to expect. Oh dear. Is this whole lot going to fly to bits? Am I going to regret the day I touch this? Well, the good thing is the bolts come out without pressure on the spring. So I'm guessing that spring will come off. Do you know, I think the springs are meant to slide up and down on these shafts. Maybe they're not, but that's the impression I get. And that's possible. These springs were seized up on these. I think I've got to just clean the hell out of this clutch bell and hope everything inside the gearbox is alright. But I'm hoping there's just going to be a rod come through onto this centre. I don't know, but that's what I'm hoping. So I'm hoping we'll actually see a physical way. Oh, this one's coming right out, look. What's going on here? See, this is what I'm getting in a fluster with. But I don't know how this is meant to go and how it isn't. But I'm assuming it's all meant to be free spinning and free moving. Because this spring was slightly... Oh, yeah, this spring is seized. This pin here is seized. Look, I reckon that's got to come out like this one. So I'm hoping that's all going to be our problems. That's all just sticky in that end. Aha. Aha. Alright, that one comes out there. There's our clutch plates, look. Look how manky that is. Look at that. Well, that's been sticking for years. I'm sure this is meant to be a shiny friction surface. Ah! There you go. That little rod right through there is working, look. I'm pushing on each end, look. See that? You can't see it very well, can you? But what's actually happening is, as I push this end, this is coming in and out, look. See that? Whoops, a daisy, that's pulled right out. See, that is pushing through there. So our little rod through the centre of the gearbox is working. So I think our problem is all these pins are just seized up. Right, we'll pull that out as well, gently. Now I'm assuming these clutch discs will come out of here. They do, look. Look how cranky and dirty they are. Yeah, they need a wire brush up. I'm assuming all these get your voice in, Fen. All these friction discs should slide in and out of here. And I think they're all a bit seized up. Oh yeah. There was no way on earth this clutch was going to work right. It's all seized up in here. The good thing is, I think, a damn good clean will have all this sorted out. Oh my goodness me, this clutch was never going to work. Am I going to get these resurfaced? No. Not at all. Come on, get out. There you go. Oh, there's a big plate in here, look. And we mustn't forget where this plate comes out, guys. So we've got to remember we had one clutch disc, then that, then this one. And then I believe there's even, is this a third, do this third one slide out? It does. Wow, I think this could explain why our clutch was not working. There's another plate there. Oh my word. Yeah, I think this is why our clutch weren't working. We've got a plate here, just a steel plate with nothing on it. These are your friction, but this is your friction material on this one. So we've got 3 friction discs. So let me get this right. We have one disc on. Then we have this metal friction plate, which I don't know what does anything. Then we have another friction disc. Then we have this thing. This is for my benefit, so I won't watch the video back to see how this goes back. And then finally one more. Because this one come off with this. I don't think that really matters though, as long as that's in there. There's a lip on there. We've got to remember to put that lip side inwards. So it's flush on this outside. Right. I think we need to get all these plates cleaned up. So I'm sure these are meant to be, you know, not shiny as such like crosshatch, but they should be like smooth metal, like a clutch disc, like a brake disc. And these are just disgusting. So I think we need to get these clutch plates all cleaned up. And I'm pretty sure this is going to solve. Because, yeah, that's all working through the clutch, look. So I think this is definitely going to solve our clutch problem. And clean all these pins up here. So these little sliders can slide in and off there nicely. And probably these springs coming off them as well. If not, everything's just going to get seized up. So there's our clutch pins. We have one there. I'd have thought there'd be 2 more of them, wouldn't there? Because them springs. Where's the other 2 gone? Oh, not there's the nuts. Ah, the other 2 are still in here, look. So here we are. We've got to push these out. The spring is still on this one. There we go. So these all want cleaning up. Let me get these cleaned up. And then we'll see if we can get all this reassembled. How are we going to clean up in there? This could be... Oh, hang on, this comes out. Whatever this is in here, look. Whatever this is in here. Ah, there you go, it falls out. Right, there we go. There's our final friction disc. Remember, it goes in plate side inwards. So bevel this side. Look at the state of that. I think these all got to be cleaned up in a wire wheel. Because they are just disgusting. But there we go, guys. This back surface in here actually looks surprisingly good. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that actually. Because it wouldn't have been very easy to actually get in there and do all this. So seeing though that's good, I'm okay with that. So I'm going to move this gearbox now out the way. Keeping it so nothing fall out. There you go, that's safely on the floor. And I can now get all these clutch pieces clean. Yeah, I don't think there's meant to be any friction material on here. you know the bits that have got friction material, because I got the lugs on which locate on the outside of the drum. So these lugs on here, they are what's going to give you your drive. See, these are the ones that are going to be turning with your engine, and these are going to be the freewheeling ones which are turning the gearbox. You see what I mean? And this is our end cover. Right, I'm going to have to get all these in the wire wheel, or these ones anyway, not the ones with friction material, just these ones. We'll give them a clean up with a wire wheel, these three. And all these springs. I might clean them up and put them in some evapor rust overnight. Back in a minute. Right guys, we are back. We have cleaned up. Our friction surfaces have actually come quite nice with a wire brush and some brake cleaner. So they are ready to go back in. There they are. These have actually came up quite nice. The problem is these friction plates have been wire wheeled and they are just, well, you can't, I don't know whether you can see, the texture on them is horrific. This one, very, very passable. That'll soon grind up, I know it will. This one, perfect at the back. Rubbish on the front. Terrible. Where am I going to get this friction plate here is good? On the back, not so good. Now then, I haven't got a clue if you can even get these clutch packs. If you could, I would hate to think how much they are. So we're going to try a man cave fix. Don't shoot me here. I have a 80 grit flap disc. This is not a grinding disc, it's a sanding disc. So I'm going to try and surface them up with a grinder just to smooth them out a little. They ain't got to be perfect. This is not going to be, you know, 6,000 RPM, drop the clutch and do a smoky burnout. It just needs to do a little bit of grab on a low gear truck. So yeah, you'd never get away with this on a motor, but on something that's going to run, I don't know, 50, 100 RPM, it'll be fine. Right, let me see if that'll work though. Thing is, these are quite thin and I don't want to take away much of the base metal. But it's going to be noisy and yeah, so I'm going to do these on the grinder. Back in a minute. So guys, I've cleaned these old discs up with a grinder the best I can. Now, they haven't come perfect, but a lot of that scale is off. They are not perfect by a long shot. Deeply, deeply pitted and damaged. But at least I know they're easily changeable. So, what we're going to do, this one's the worst one. That is quite bad. That's that initial front one what come off. You know what I mean? What the thing pushes on. So this one is actually, yeah, that's a bit worse than the others. I will try a bit more. What I'm going to do with these ones is leave these in evapor rust overnight. I've got an old bowl out of an auction lot here, a glass one. So I think we're going to tip our whole pot of evapor rust in here. Put all them plates in there, trying to keep them apart so they don't touch. And yeah, we'll see if they come up at all. Alright, there we go. Let's tip this whole thing in there. There you go, there's 1 litre of evapor rust. We'll dump our little springs here in the middle. And we want to put some bits in here to stop these plates actually touching each other. I think I know what we can use. We want something with a small surface area. How about, there we go, a handful of these old screws. Well, they aren't old, they're new ones actually. just to try and keep these plates apart so they're not touching. I'm hoping I can get them all in there. Well, I think that's about as much of that as I'm going to get in there. Yeah, I think these are coming apart. We've got like a sandwich in there, look, so they're not touching each other. Good thing with this stuff is, the good thing with this stuff is it's not harmful to your skin at all, because it's pH neutral and it doesn't eat into the metal, it just eats the rust. So if you wonder why I'm delving hands in there and why normal rubber gloves are not disintegrating like they would in an acid, that's why. Right, I think we can leave this here and we'll come back tomorrow and see if we can get this clutch bell reassembled. Well, man cavers, it's been 24 hours and we're now going to get our pieces out of the evapor rust and see what they've come like. Puh. One bit, two bits, go. Three. Four. And I think we had the little springs in there as well, didn't we? Wow, look at them. Oh, there's them little slider pins. Another spring. Some bolts I put in there just for spacers. Another pin. Another spring. And there should be one more pin, look. That's a bolt. That's a bolt. Yeah, there's the other pin. There's nothing else. Let me get this evapor rust tipped back in the packet, in the bottle, because we can reuse that. So we'll get our tip back and then we'll be back. Alright, there is our evapor rust bottle. This was a 1 litre bottle and you can reuse this stuff. So that's good. I put a funnel in. And I'll tell you what I have been doing. I've just been laying a rag over the funnel to basically filter this stuff to catch any fine particles. So I've tipped it in my jug. We had 1 litre of this. Let's see how much of this we've used. And I've done several bits. There we are. There we are, that's all gone through that cloth, look. There we go. Well, we've probably used 100 ml or so. But considering I filter it every time I put it back, there's obviously a bit getting absorbed in here. Right, now let's clean these bits up. And then we'll see exactly what this is looking like. And I'm going to say, at a glance, these aren't looking too bad. I mean, yeah, these friction plates are, or slip plates, I think these ones are actually. These slip rings are actually pretty bad. But there we go. There we are. Just wipe these little pins down, and then all this clutch can go back together. Now I've re-watched the video this morning to see how this goes together, and I think it's just a plate at the back. I think it's a slip ring at the back, a friction disc, a slip ring, a friction disc, a slip ring, a friction disc and a slip ring, and so on, until you get it back together. There are our pieces. Right, well, I'll just brake clean them a bit. Just to make sure all the contaminants are off them. There we go. Running out of brake cleaner. Oh, just enough. Right, I did do the friction discs yesterday, so these have all been clean. And don't worry if you're worried about asbestos. I did have a quick Google later, and I don't think these are asbestos. And if you remember, that was soaked in penetrating fluid anyhow, so there was no dust or particles come off these whatsoever. So don't panic there, guys. Alright, let me get the gearbox back up, and then we'll see about getting this thing back together. We have our little knobbler in there. There we go. That's moving nice and freely. Let me clean this pin up. Just to make sure that is all nice and free. As easy as it could be. Let's put a little bit of oil on this. There we go. And we'll spin him in there. Oh! That's moving a lot easier. Oh, yeah. Right, so we're all good that end. That is most excellent. So I think what we've got to do, if I remember rightly, we had one of these. This one goes on the front because the first one we took off. So we'll put that one. I'm going to stand these against the vise, so I know where they've got to go. So that one got to go on last. There, then what did we have? I think we had a friction disc then. Oh, this is where I can't. Yeah, got to have a friction disc, ain't you? Then we had that one. Then we had another friction disc. Then we had that one. Another friction disc. And then this one is the first one to go on, right at the back. I know what these are for. These have got your teeth on the inside, which grip on this inside drum. Yeah? So these ones actually grip on this inside drum, like so. Yeah? And then they just go back in this order. And these ones have got teeth on the outside and grip on this outside drum. There you go. Now another friction disc. There you go. Another friction disc. Then this slip ring goes on. There you go. Then if you remember, this steel plate came over these dowels in here. If I can fathom out how that goes back on. Right, that seems quite stiff over there. Should that be like free moving? I don't want to get too much oil about on this because we've got a damn clutch here. So I'm just going to put a little drop because we don't want to contaminate that clutch at all. Let's try that another way round. No, don't go that way very easily. No. Let me get that wipe down because that oil has run down the front of that. I did clean these pins up actually. Maybe I didn't clean them up enough. Maybe I didn't clean them up enough. It's going on, but it's quite stiff. Maybe that one, maybe this one don't have to be too free moving. But these haven't been bent or knocked. Ah, it's going on. There you go. That's going on there easy now. Right, that one's on. And then I believe this one's scouted on the outside here, like so. If we can get that one in. I think once that's pressed down, that will kind of work. Now we've got to put these over here. There we go. Then this comes over here. Like so. There you go. We've got a gap in here which weren't there, guys, so we've done something wrong. I think this friction disc should go in there just a little bit further. So I need to have a little faff about. To see why. There we go. To see why this is not fitting in there right. We've got too much of a gap here. I think maybe just maybe I've got another one of these discs in here wrong. Alright, because we've got two discs what have got an edge on them. The one at the back, that's definitely in the right place. That's the same. Yeah, that one's the same. Because we've got one with a piece here and a flat one. And I thought the flat one would go in next. We've got a good gap in between them two. Then we want another friction disc here. Sorry for repeating myself, but yeah, that's looking, I'm looking in this gap here. And I can see so far that is looking nice and even. So there should be another friction plate. See, this has got a concave piece going in, which I think is to catch on that inner edge. I have a feeling this one might be the one what's wrong. No, I don't think it is. And then this one comes on the outside. Oh, there you go, that's gone in there now. I obviously had something a bit wrong. That's gone in there now. And then this piece goes back over. Ah, that's better. Yeah, I had that plating reversed. Now, have these pins got to slide on these guys? I think they have. There is a little bit of lubrication on them, so we'll leave them be. And now we've got to put this piece back over here. There you go. And that end, what I'm now going to push in, if I put our little clutch end in, that should push all this away. There you go. Perfect. So our clutch is now working, look. Aha! Right, let's get these springs and bolts back in. Are these bolts going to go back in? Or are they going to be pains in the bums? Right, I think, and I knew this was going to happen, I'm going to have to, good, then washers. Alright, let's have a look. I think we've got to get a socket. And get some push on them. To hopefully, oh, yeah. Now, I knew these were going to be a bugger again, didn't I? I just knew it. Oh, that one's gone in. Okay, maybe you don't need to use the socket, Jobby. That one's gone in. Okay, maybe I just weren't being patient enough. That one's gone in. So they're all in by about a thread. There you go. Oh, look at that. So we can now tighten all these down and we can say our clutch is done. Ah! This is fabulous, isn't it? Our clutch is finally, our clutch is finally done. Solve that for a game of soldiers. There we go. Oh, ain't that easier? There we go. Let's just check these. Oh, they're tight. Yep. Yep. Perfect. Well, there we go. I think this is our gearbox. And our clutch, which should be done. Them springs do seem very compressed. Like when you push out, are these actually going to compress anymore to release that? But I suppose you've only got to release that, what? A 1/16 of an inch, I think, and that would cause slippage. So you obviously need enough tension on them springs to actually push them in. But we can always, we can always try that afterwards. But there we go, there is our gearbox. That's going backwards on the, because here we've got the kickstart mechanism that end, so I've got to work out which way this gearbox turns. I think it is this way. Can you see the sprocket in there? Let's see if we've got some sort of gears. Let me get this silly cloth off the bench because that is cool. This gearbox is damned heavy. There we go. Alright. I think that... Oh, there's That's a reverse. That's a first. That's a second. Crikey, there's your third. So we've got third, second, first, neutral, reverse. There we go. We have all the gears. That is perfect. I think what we need to do, I think there's an oil fill, look like an oil fill there. Ah, here we go. There's an oil drain in here, look. No, I'm not going to touch that in case that's some sort of adjustment. Because there's obviously an adjustment screw here, because you've got a slot in the end and a nut. And I think this is going to be something to do with adjustments inside the gearbox. I'm leaving well alone. But I am going to take this out and drain any old oil out. We'll do that now. Let me get my... I've got the right size, look. There you go, she's coming undone. Let me just scrub around that to stop any crap falling in the gearbox. We'll just clean all this up. There we are. And we'll get ourselves we'll get ourselves a drum or a little plastic container and we'll tip our oil out. Right, let's see if we can get some oil out of this thing, if there's any even in it. So let's give him a tip. That's my clutch end fell out. Yeah, a bit of oil in there, guys. Oh, this gearbox is damn heavy when you're holding it like this. And we've got to remember to fill that back up once that's back on the truck. I do have a pump full of gearbox oil back at Man Cave, so we're not going to be short of oil. Put our little end back in. But there we go. I'm wondering, you know, I can't see. I'm looking for metal particles floating on the top of this. Any sort of metallic shimmer. You know, that oil has still got brilliant viscosity. But we will change it, being so old as it is. Because I think it was quite low, if that's all we've got out of it, is that little bit. Right, I think I'm going to flush that out with a little bit of red diesel. Alright, we've got a bit of red diesel in here. So we're just going to tip some of this in here. There you go. We'll put some of that in there. We'll give this gearbox a little shake about. And then we'll empty this out. And hopefully that will have flushed any old oil out with it. Oh yeah. That damned end keep falling out. There we go. We can put this back together. There we go. Here's our little drain. We'll put our little drain back in, because we've got to fill it from there as well. So we'll put E back in. There's our clutch end. And that don't appear. I would have thought that would have stopped about there, allowing for push. It doesn't. Okay, well, that's just weird. There ain't nothing else fell out of there, is there? Right, how does that not work? This is weird, guys, isn't it? I would have thought this would be somewhere here, so you've got that much push. Because that's just going to, when you put your clutch in, that's just going to be pushing on nothing. Because I can't push no further. Alright, that's very bizarre. There's nothing fell out there, is there? Oh yeah, I think something's fallen out of there, look. Because that just goes all the way in. Has something dropped out of this and I haven't noticed? Yeah, I think there's meant to be a long rod going there, you know. What this thing pushes on. Right, it's got to be here somewhere. Something goes in there. Because that was working a minute ago because we were pushing that thing through, weren't we? So it's definitely here. Let me have a ferret about and see if I can find anything. So after some ferreting about, I found this. And I'm wondering if that... Ah, looky there. Can you see that? It's flat, that end. This end, it's got a slight concave, which I reckon goes in that ball bearing. There you go. I reckon that's how that all works. There you go. Now we've got this much clutch travel up. Ha! So yes, that big rod had fallen out of there. If you guys noticed, drop it in the comments, because I didn't notice that it fell out of there. There we go, our clutch is back together now. Oh yeah, I can see a gap in these springs now. So I think we're going to be about right with that clutch. Excellent stuff. Right, what's this video? It's going to be about an hour long, isn't it? With the bits I done yesterday. I didn't film getting this off the machine, so I thought that was going to be a right pain in the bum. But would you believe steel bolts came out of alloy? No problem at all. I cracked these big bolts off at the top, and believe it or not, the nut just spun off and pulled out. I could not believe it. I thought I was going to have a nightmare with them being seized in there, being an alloy body with steel bolts through them. But no, they'd been greased when on assembly. All just come apart. Bottom one was just as easy, and then the whole lot just fell out. So yeah, nice easy gearbox to remove. There we go. Right, we're going to call this video a day and be done with it. And I will see you guys on another video. So it's goodbye from me, goodbye from Albion, and we will see you guys next time, when hopefully we'll be getting the auto truck, the Bonser. Hopefully we'll be getting that painted. Alright, see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe. Bye bye for now.